Hello YouTube, my name is Myles Anderson. I'm a professional joke explainer, and today I'm explaining the jokes of Adam Conover, one of the best comedians working today. Now, I have to preface this episode with the fact that we chose Adam just based on a lot of our comments we've been getting. People have been saying, oh, you've been doing so many right-wing comedians, why don't you ever do the left-wing comedians? And I've said it before, I don't see race, I don't see who is left-wing or right-wing. But I guess we've been doing a lot of right-wing comedians, whatever that means. I guess it just happens to be that people with right-leaning views are much funnier than most people. But I decided for this episode I would just type in who is the most left-wing comedian, and a few names came up, and Adam Conover was one of them. So we're going to take a look at Adam today, and I'm very excited to see how this goes. He's got a lot of views on the internet, which always means you're very, very funny. So I can't wait to watch his stand-up and explain these jokes.
I also realized that there's just whole activities that I just shouldn't do anymore because it's dangerous for me to do them with ADD.
Okay, so he admits he has ADD, which is a great little backstory setup. It's estimated about 5 in 5 Americans have ADD now, so a very relatable subject to talk about.
A couple years ago, I finally quit driving. Oh my God, I am so much happier now, for real. For real. No, I am. I'm not a fan of any form of transportation where I can become a murderer by accident. If I kill you, I want you to know the reason why. I don't want it to be because I have ADD and poor eyesight and I got distracted by a cool billboard. I'm driving along. Whoa, the McWhat is back? Another mother loses her son. It was gonna happen eventually.
So that's a funny joke there. The humor comes from the contrast of the tragedy of losing a son, but the hilarity of a McDonald's billboard. So very funny.
Not on my watch. So now I take the bus. That is how I get around LA. I took the bus to this very show tonight.
Wow, big bus crowd, which is rare in Los Angeles. A lot of people drive in LA. I know that before the pandemic, when I couldn't work from home, I used to drive all the way into downtown to go to work, and it was a huge, long commute. But now that I work from home, I just drive from my bedroom to the living room, and it's so much shorter, and I go through way less gas.
Sure, I'm not a hero, I'm a coward, but sure. I love taking the bus. I genuinely love it. But people have weird ideas about public transportation in America. A lot of people in this country wouldn't even consider taking public transportation if they had the means to do otherwise, right? Like, I'll show up to a restaurant and my friends will be like, Adam, you took the bus here? Are you okay? I've never taken the bus before. Come to think of it, I don't think I've ever met anyone who's ever taken the bus before. Why? I thought those were ghost buses, ferrying spectral passengers across the river Styx. And I have to be like, no, it's full of normal people like you and me. You could give it a try sometime. It costs $1.75, takes you where you need to go. Then they say something really weird. They say, well, Adam, aren't you worried that it's a little bit dangerous to ride the bus? Ooh.
Yeah, so this is a funny setup. This friend that he's talking to is obviously a total crazy, kooky person who has a big imagination and is dumb.
And I can't believe I have to explain this to people, but no, I'm not. Because every single year, tens of thousands of people are brutally killed behind the wheels of their own cars. Nobody is dying on the bus. It never fucking happens. The buses are 100 feet long. They're bright orange. Even drunks can see them.
That is true. That's a funny joke and observation. People don't die on the bus. They usually die right after they get off and they go into the alleyway. At least that's how I understand it.
You want to see what a bad bus crash looks like? It looks like this. Whoa.
Great act out there.
Open the door, I'm getting off here. That's all that happens. Now, I understand.
That's obviously a funny exaggeration. Bus crashes aren't that mild. They are quite severe. Usually if the bus hits another object, all the people on the bus are compressed into the front of the bus where, the 50 people that are on the bus might get compressed into a sort of a mush that's about 5 cubic meters. So it's a bit frightening, but obviously that's not funny to talk about at a comedy show. And so Adam is keeping it light here, which is funny.
Not everybody feels completely secure on public transportation, and that's really real. My female friends will tell me that they're a little bit worried they could be sexually harassed and or masturbated at on the bus. And to that I say, yes, you will be. It's gonna happen every week to a fortnight. But
yeah, we'll get you.
That's why I think it's so important for the rest of us to ride the bus more frequently so that we can improve the masturbator to non-masturbator ratio. Because think about it. If there's more of us than there are of them, then we can be a human shield. Like when I see a guy whip it out, I body block him. I look right at it. No, ma'am. You go back to your novel. I'll watch this dick for you. Let's go, sir. Your stop's coming up. You don't have all day. Tell you what, let me help you out.
Big applause break. I'm not sure if that was a callback to a previous joke from a different clip, which doesn't really give the context here, but the crowd laughed and is giving a big applause break, so I am also doing that internally. Great stuff.
Glad you enjoyed that. I mean, guys, I know it's hard to comprehend, living in the middle of a car culture like we have here in LA or in most parts of this country. But I want you to think for a second about how fucking crazy driving is as a system of transportation. It makes no sense at all. And we've only been doing it for a couple generations. I have to believe that a couple generations from now, we're gonna have something better, right? People will have self-driving cars. God willing, we'll have better public transportation. I think our grandkids are gonna be baffled that this is how we got around. They're gonna be like, hold on a second, Granddad. You're trying to tell me that in your day, every single person drove a 2-ton metal vehicle at speeds up to 90 miles an hour? And we'll be like, oh, yes, we all did it, yes. Teenagers did it. Alcoholics did it. Dads with undiagnosed rage issues did it. Yeah, we all did it all day long. How did you know that people could do this safely? Did they train you to do it like a pilot? Oh, no. They just gave you one 20-minute long test when you were barely past puberty, and then they just never checked again. Yeah, we just kind of assumed you were good until something went wrong. Oh my God, I mean, that sounds really dangerous. Oh yeah, a lot of people died. Yeah, we used to kill each other every day that way. Oh, you'd be driving along and then you'd see a car just like yours smashed to pieces on the side of the highway. Blood running through the streets. Brain matter on the pavement. And you'd say, wow, that's crazy, and then you just keep on driving.
Now, risky joke here to do in LA. Obviously, this is a very agreeable anti-car crowd that he has here. So very good. If he had started this joke and it was a bunch of people that loved cars, this wouldn't have gone so well. But obviously, this is all a well-curated audience here, and they love it. And the main thesis of cars are bad is very popular, getting a lot of applause breaks here.
That was the price we were all willing to pay for going to Starbucks. Oh my God. Well, there must have been some redeeming quality that made you build your entire society around these machines. Was it a particularly cheap way to get around? Oh no, it was hideously expensive too. Yes, it cost tens of thousands of dollars to purchase the vehicle, and then you had to spend hundreds a month to fuel it, repair it, and purchase insurance for it. Oh, you'll find this funny. In my day, most people couldn't afford health insurance for their own bodies. But the government would force you to buy insurance for your Toyota Corolla. It was a very stupid time we all lived in. Oh my God, Granddad. Well, if it was so expensive and so deadly, at the very least, you got to be able to tell me that it was a quick and convenient way to get around. Oh. Quite the fucking opposite, actually. Yes, we'd each spend upwards of 3 hours a day trapped in our tiny metal boxes.
Okay, so this bit is going a long way. So he set up this bit as a funny scene of, his generation in the future describing cars to the future people that don't obviously have cars, it's also a very funny reality because, it's hard to imagine a world without cars. I'm not sure there's ever been a time when there weren't cars. America was founded for automobiles. Obviously, England drives on a weird side of the road. Americans got tired of that. They took a boat over to the United States and started driving on the correct side of the road. That's why America was founded. So it's very funny to think that there's a future without cars because I don't think that's possible.
Staring at the motionless rear of the box in front of us, listening to shitty true crime podcasts. And cursing our imprisonment. Well then, Granddad, why on earth did you love these machines so much? Well, they represented freedom to us. And, sometimes there'd be a guy jerking off on the bus, so he didn't want to take that. All right, that was a long joke. You guys don't have ADD. Good job.
That was a very long joke.
Thank you.
So the crux of that joke is that the cars are bad, and the audience agrees with this. And so by the end of the joke, they are all so happy because he has said the things that they agree with. Agreement comedy is a really great way of performing stand-up. It's very safe and comfortable and very cozy, like a blanket. And that's very, very, very funny stuff, and the crowd really enjoyed it. I don't know if there's a little wrap up here.
Good job.
No. Okay, so that was a joke about how cars are bad, which is something that the audience agreed with, but is risky, obviously, to put online because there's a lot of people that love cars. And, cars are a very important part of the Mexican economy. So Americans really support buying cars because they want to make sure that people in Mexico have jobs. Yeah, it was great. I thought that was very, very funny. It's really cool to do a left-wing comedian. I hope you guys enjoyed this as well. We'll do more people from different parts of the political spectrum in the future, even though I think that there's basically two kinds of people. There's comedians and then dumb fucking people who can't do comedy. So, I don't really get into politics that much. If you like this video and want to see more, please join our Discord, join our free Patreon, and we'll be back with more of these videos on YouTube very, very soon, and we'll see you in the next one.